lot of people ask me, how do you get a tail to grow real long, real pretty, and how do you take care of them? You know, first thing is to take and keep them clean, wash them, condition them good. If you can do it every couple of weeks would be great. One way you get them to grow good is when you braid it correctly. Don't braid it the wrong way because that can pull hairs out. What we like to do is I'll come up here and find their tailbone. His tailbone runs to about right there where my hand is. So I'll pull out these longer hairs right here and let those hang down, because if I braid those in the braid, they have a tendency to pull and break them off and pull out. So I'm going to leave some of this out. That's going to give him something to swish at flies with too. So I'll leave that much out, so that's not touching the ground. Then the rest, I'm going to feel where his tailbone is, and I'm going to start my braid. So I break it up into 3 sections, just like this. Then I'm going to start my braid. I'm going to do the first 2 braids, I'm going to do fairly loose. I'm not going to do them real tight because I want that to be able to move around that tailbone. If I do it real tight, what's going to happen is that as this thing moves, it's going to pull and break the hair off. Then I'm going to start tightening it up. So now I can start tightening that braid. We'll just braid it all the way down. It's very important that you make sure that the tail stays clean, conditioned, because that's going to help it grow. It's not going to get tangled up, things like that, as you brush it out, pick it out. You just braid it all the way down to the end. And what I use is tail bags. I'll use a tail bag because with the tail bag I can drop that tail down in there and it can still breathe and not be all matted up in a little knot. Some people will use these little pouches and things. I'm not big on those. On my brush, I always keep some rubber bands on my brush like that so that I always have them available when I need them. So we're going to take and put the rubber band on here. We just take this tail, we stick it down in the bag, just drop it down in there, and it's just going to hang down in this bag. Now, it can just breathe, it's not wrapped up tight. Then I'm going to find this top braid, I'm going to go take my strap, run it right through that top braid, and I'll snap it back to itself. You can see I even have a couple rubber bands on here. A lot of times I just put them on the brush, I don't put them on the tail bag. Now, with this one, if I do it here, you can see it's going to be kind of loose. So what I might do is just do a double wrap with this strap here, so it stays up there. And then I'm just going to snap it right back to itself like that. And that's how you can get a tail to grow nice and long and look good. But with this top area, it still has a way to swish at flies.